with Tiff Ho, who recently found out that she's going to be debuting at the Paris Olympics representing Australia in badminton. We're getting so much closer to Paris. How excited are you?
Yeah, I'm really excited, really looking forward to it, but also super nervous.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And like when you got selected, like did you find out recently, was there like a criteria that you had to like meet?
Yeah, so it's actually a 12-month long qualification period starting from last year May till this year May. So I only found out to the beginning of June. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because I guess like you could be in really good form at some points and then other points you can't.
Yeah, for sure. It was like a real roller coaster ride. It was a lot of traveling for tournaments and back-to-back tournaments, many weeks away from home. So yeah, it was tough.
And I think you're the only male or female, the Australian male or female competing in singles. Like, what's that like, I guess, having that responsibility almost?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think of that. I don't think I've wrapped my head around it as well. But yeah, I'm just there to really enjoy it, I think, like not trying to put too much pressure on myself.
And like you said, there was before, like there's a 12-month like qualification period, but I think you got your first Oceania Championship title in February and you came 16th in the recent Australian Open here in Sydney. Like, are you feeling like you're in good form right now?
Yeah, I think, when I won the Oceania Championships, that was a really big win for me. I think that one had so much pressure and it was more like a mental game going into it. But yeah, I think it was really good form, and especially the last Australian Open around the 16, that was a really good win as well.
Okay.
So,
like, what does your, I guess, preparation just look like between now and Paris? Do you have anything else you're competing in?
No, so the Australian Open was the last tournament before I go to Paris. Right now I'm just training full-time, pretty much twice a day, most days. A lot of gym, a lot of recovery as well.
Yeah, because you had a physio session this morning as well, I think.
Yeah.
And I have been actually like looking at your Instagram and you've been posting like 38 days until Paris and like counting down. Like, do you find that kind of like helpful in terms of like where your mindset is at, like it's getting so close?
Yeah, I think it's kind of actually keeping me present in like a weird way. It's like reminding me of how close it's getting and being really conscious of what I'm actually doing on court every day as well, and how I can improve myself to be the best as possible I can for Paris.
And you are like also going to work like at the moment, I think, which we chatted about before. Like, how does that, I guess, affect you, like the early mornings and everything as well as training?
Yeah, so it's like a really fine balance, I guess. Right now I've like toned down the workload quite a lot just because I really want to focus on preparing for Paris. But it can be hard sometimes when I have to work and then go to the gym after or train after. It can be really exhausting, so it's all about the recovery afterwards.
Because if you like have a bad day at work, does that like affect like your mood for like training and stuff?
Usually it would affect me, but then at training it's kind of my way to get away from like work as
It's like an escape as well as your job. Yeah. And I wanted to ask as well, like, are you going to the opening ceremony? Because I think the women's start playing like on the first day of...
Yeah, so I think badminton is the first like day and like the first week kind of, but I don't think I would want to miss the opening ceremony, so for sure I'll be going.
Yeah, it's pretty unique on the boats and everything. That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's something different that they're doing, so I'm really keen for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And there's also just someone else that I wanted to ask about. One player that you may play, PV Sindhu, who I guess in Australia we were chatting about it before, how badminton really isn't like a big name sport. But in India, she's recently been on the Forbes richest female athletes in the world list. And I think she's the only Indian female athlete to win medals at consecutive Olympics, which is like a big deal. Like, what kind of effect, I guess, does she have on the sport?
Yeah, I think she brings like a really good like attention, especially for female athletes, that we can almost get as much as like the males, and like with the achievements as well, I think we can be really up there. So I think she's like really inspiring as well in that way. And
like obviously I guess she is like one of like the best in the world, I guess, for females, but like what do you think I guess needs to be done to make sure that maybe like more of the Australian like players like yourself are like better known?
Yeah, I think just like really encouraging players to keep playing. I think because it's not such a big sport here, that a lot of people choose, you know, the like not education, but like the furthering in like their education and also like their career, that they actually stop in their badminton career. But I feel like in badminton, if you really want to play, there's always like a way to do both and a pathway to do excel in both.
Okay. Yeah. And like, I guess, what is it like when you actually like come up against someone like her? Like, is it really cool to?
It's really cool. She's really tall, so it's actually really hard to play. But yeah, it's just super world-class, like fast speed. They're really up there in like the level, so it's always like really good experience playing against like someone high level.
Does height really like matter? Is it a bit of an advantage like for her or?
I think it like really depends on each athlete, to be honest. Badminton is not restricted to one kind of body type.
Yeah,
I feel like we have a lot of shorter players, we have really tall players, and we all have our own strengths and weaknesses.
It's like inclusive for everyone, I guess. Anyone can play.
Yeah.
And I also just wanted to go back to Paris. Do you have like, I guess, a list of like people that you want to like get photos with, like in the village and everything?
Yeah, I think like for sure, Jess Fox. I think she's like a really big one. I feel like she's at like just the peak of her like career. I really would like to get a photo with her. I don't know. Hopefully, like if I could see some basketball players or like some football players. I don't know all their names, but I'm sure I'd recognize them if I saw them.
What do you like about Jess? Is it that just that she's won so many like gold medals? She's so inspiring.
Yeah, I think like she's just so like inspiring. I guess to be able to be so elite in her sport, and like she works so hard, and yeah, I don't know. I think that's just really inspiring for any kind of athlete.
I would be like fangirling over everyone if I was there.
Yeah, for sure.
And just also kind of going back to what we were chatting before, do you have like any main like expectations or goals for Paris, like when you are competing?
Yeah, I think because I guess in Australia it's not as big, and we aren't like, expected to win golds or things like that. I think for me, I don't want to pressure myself to have to like do the best, but I also, for myself, I just want to play the best possible. I want to be in the best shape and just show them what like Badminton Australia is about.
Yeah, is it also just like, I guess, having that experience because you haven't really been to, I guess, something like this kind of?
Yeah, just soaking it all in, to be honest, yeah.
That'd be really cool. And I read, I think in an old like interview with you that your ambition was to go to the Tokyo Olympics, which you didn't get to Tokyo, but now you finally like, I guess, achieved that like Olympic goal. Like, is the feeling like the same as you thought it would? Like it's getting so close now and everything?
Yeah, I think before the Tokyo Olympics, I did injure myself like quite badly, and it was a really big setback.
Yeah.
So just kind of accepting that was quite hard, but without that injury, I don't think I would be here where I am now, and it's definitely made me stronger. So yeah, just turning that like dream into reality is like kind of crazy. I'm kind of living the dream right now, so I'm really loving it. Yeah.
Is it almost like, I know you did say that you had a bad injury, but is it almost like a bit of extra motivation? Like I wasn't there, but now I'm gonna represent Australia and be proud.
Yeah, for sure. I think just being able to get back into the sport and be better is like the motivation I needed. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Tiff. Good luck in Paris. So excited to see you over there.
Thank you.
I'm here today with Jamieson Leeson and her ramp assistant Jasmine here at the Paralympic Boccia team announcement. It's so great to be chatting to both of you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Abby. It's such a special day.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. I just wanted to start by like asking, like last time that you were announced going to Tokyo, it was in the middle of COVID. I think you just finished year 12. Like, what's it like to be here with the media, and like how different is it?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a different experience. I don't think there was anyone at our last Tokyo announcement, so this has been such a special day to have everyone here and have all our supporters here, and people like you that are supporting us along the journey, and to finally be here in the year of Paris is very cool.
Thank you. And also like this time, like how has preparation been different? You've got a different ramp assistant heading into these games?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's been the perfect preparation. I live here in Olympic Park now, so it's a big change from having to drive from Dunedoo, which I did last year. So I'm training here 4 days a week with Dan, which we were only able to do every second week last year, and from then behind as well. So being able to train with Dan and Ken and everyone, the whole team every week is the perfect preparation, and I can't wait to see how we go in Paris.
Yeah, well, that's great that you've been able to do that. And I also just wanted to ask like how this partnership kind of like started in the first place. Maybe I'll go to you, Jess.
So actually Jan posted on Facebook that like she wanted someone for the job, and my mum tagged me in the post and just said like, shame that there's not enough hours in the day, and I was like, well, why not? So I did a meet and greet, and then I quit my job the next day.
Oh wow. Are there any like specific like qualifications, or do you can take it up like I guess on the go?
Well, she took me without anything, so
I think it's a very specific role with ramp operating. Jazz knew nothing about boccia before starting this, but she's come a long way in that side of things, but there's also a lot more to the job as well. But I think one of the qualifications that I don't mention but is very important is that they must be able to braid. So I always have to have my hair in braids when I play, and Jazz is the one that do it, and thankfully she's very good at that. So that was a big tick.
If you hadn't braid, you wouldn't have taken her in?
Probably not, but it's fine.
It must be like, I imagine it's kind of frustrating because you have like your back to the game like the entire time. Like, is that frustrating at all that you can't watch it live?
yeah, more like I don't know what's going on. So yeah, and Jam doesn't exactly show much emotion, so I don't know whether we're winning or losing until I can turn around at the end. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating.
And I mean, like, Jam, you were with your mum, like, for so long. I mean, you know, you're literally her daughter, but, like, just going to another ramp assistant, I guess, like, does it take a long time to kind of get used to, like, working together?
I mean, it was a big change for sure, but I mean, Mum had done it from the beginning up until about 8 months ago. So having Jazz doing it, I mean, it was a great transition and she's a perfect person for the job. So I was very lucky that it was an easy transition, but yeah, it was a big change for sure. And I think it's for the good in the long run.
Yeah, I did also want to ask, you got silver in the doubles at the World Cup in May, and then didn't win the quarterfinals in the singles. What do you kind of, like, take away from that? I guess learn from that, bring it into Paris?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really tough event. There was only like 1 or 2 countries there that weren't there, that will be in Paris. So it was a perfect warm-up event, to be honest. And I think it was good to see, get a gauge of where the level of competition's at. And I think it's definitely given me a lot of pointers on where to train and how to improve.
Okay, and also just about last year, the Boccia team was the Team of the Year at the AIS Sport Performance Awards, which is a pretty big deal. Like, what is it about this team and I guess this program that just makes it, like, so good?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, winning that award, I mean, I remember I wasn't able to go to the awards, unfortunately, because we were heading off to an event, but I remember I was sitting in bed doing some uni work and I got a message of a photo of Ken holding the award, and I was so shocked, to be honest. I couldn't believe that we had won it, but it's such a privilege to be, I think, one of the first para sport teams to win that award and for Australia, and we work so hard for that. And our team environment is such a special place to be a part of, and, you know, like I said, we're together 4 days a week, so we spend a lot of time together and get along really well.
Yeah. I saw that there was a mural painted in your hometown, which is pretty cool, and I think you were talking a bit about it before. Like, what's it like to be recognised, I guess, in that way, to show that, you know, para-athletes can do amazing things?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, to be honest, and it's pretty big, so it's a little bit weird. But, yeah, it's such an honour, to be honest, to be, you know, in my hometown where, you know, everyone supports me, and to be able to go back and have the reveal of that was a very special experience for me, and I'll never forget it for sure.
Are you like a local celebrity?
No, I wouldn't say that much, but I mean, whenever I get home, I always get the support of, you know, how are you going? Where's your next comp? And, you know, it's just such a comforting feeling for sure.
No, that is really cool. And you were at the Oz Fashion Week for the Paralympic team uniform reveal. Like, how cool was it to be a part of that this time?
It was cool. When I was invited and they said it was at Fashion Week, I was like, ooh, that's something I haven't done before. But yeah, I mean, the uniforms are amazing, and I can't wait to hopefully wear them at the opening ceremony this year. So it'll be a very special experience to have that, because we didn't have that in Tokyo either. So it'll be very cool.
Yeah, definitely. And just also, like, you're going to Paris, which is a pretty amazing city to, I guess, go for Paralympics. Is there anything in particular that you both want to do when the games are over, like if you're going to stay there?
Eiffel Tower. That's all I care about. I just want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much sightseeing we're going to be able to do, unfortunately. We have to head home straight after the games. But honestly, for me, I just want to eat a croissant.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We're going to go. Somebody eating croissant's going to be Paris.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, you two. It was so great to chat to you, and congrats on making the team.
No, thanks, Abby. Good to see you.
To support Her Way, visit the link in the description section.